What's up, guys? I wanted to give you another Black Ops 2 emblem. This time I'm doing a series of Ren and Stimpy. And let me go ahead and show you what I actually used here. I used the first layer was a windsock, and the second layer was a windsock. The coloration, you're going to have to kind of use your judgment on the colors, but I will show you here on the screen. You have to mess around with the skew a little bit to get these shapes. I mean, you know, they're all like that. You've got to mess around with the skews, the shapes. If you don't like something I've done, tweak it to your perfectionist way. Please feel free to. Anyway, the first layer is a windsock that I used, and I used it for the outside of his buttocks, and you can see where that went in the sizing. Okay, now going on, looking at layer 2, I used another windsock, and I used a lot of windsocks, but it gives me the contours that I need. You can see the placement of the number 2 windsock, and I made it more of a fleshy tone. And you can see the placement on 2. Layer 3, I used the kiss, and that was to give his head the rounded upper part, and I made that the reddish burnt, like a brick red color. Layer 4, I used a full circle, and layer 5, I used a full circle. Now I had to sketch and skew these around. Layer 5 is a black, and that kind of offsets the let me show you 4 real quick. 4 was the full circle, and that goes on his left upper brow. That just gives his head a little more definition other than a rounded edge. Layer 5 is a black full circle, and it sits behind another circle that's on layer 6 that's a brick red color, and that just highlighted, if you notice, there's a line above his brow. All that did was outline I used the black to accent the curvature of the top right eyebrow. Layer 7 is the kiss, and I used it on the left hand bottom of his stomach. You'll kind of see that there. Okay. Layer 8 is a full circle. Okay, you can see the placement of layer 8. Let me show you. It's his right eye socket area, and that is this fleshy tone. I had to sketch it and skew it around and got the right size. Please remember, guys, to pause these if you need to, rewind, go back. If you get caught up, save what you've got, come back to it later. You're in no hurry to get completed with these. Okay, layer 9, I used a full circle, and that was for his left side lip that extrudes below his nose, and you can see the size. Okay, and that's the fleshy color. Layer 9 is a full circle, or layer 10 is a full circle, I'm sorry. Layer 10 is also a full circle, and that's his left eye socket. You'll see that I used it to outline the upper part of his head to give it the fleshy tone color. Layer 11 is the kiss, and you can see how I had to sketch and skew it around to give it that dimension on the right side cheek. Okay. Layer 12 is the cone. I used it to make his mouth. You can see its placement. Remember to pause if you need to, guys. Layer 13 is, Layer 13 is a circle that's been sketched and skewed around black, and that was again to contour around his mouth. Layer 14, of course, is a circle, and that sits on top of the black circle, so you can kind of copy paste from here to there, and that's what I do when I'm doing this. I just copy paste, lightly skew it around just a little bit to give it that transitioning. So that's 13, full black circle that's been skewed. 14, full circle, it's been skewed around, skin tone on top of the black, and you drag the black around like so, right behind it, to give it that contour shape. It's not that hard to do, guys. Okay, layer 15, full circle. That's his blue nose. Okay, and you can see how I had to skew it around. Layer 16 and 17 is a full circle black. That's his nostrils. And you can see right there how that actually worked. Layer 18 was a kiss, and that is the brick reddish tone. And I had to hide away one of the little layers that was kind of extruding there, and I wanted to give it more of a roundness to it. Layer 19 is a full circle, and that's his left eye socket, his left eyeball itself. Okay, and you can see the sizing. And for layer 20 is a full circle, and that's his pupil. You can see that. Layer 20 is his right eye, and that is, you can see the sizing there on the right eye. Layer 22 is a full circle, and that's his right pupil. And that is black. Layer 23, 24, 25, and 26, they are all quarter circles. They have been sketched and skewed around. Layer 23, you can see layer 23 on the left upper eyebrow. You can see layer 24 on the right upper eyebrow, and it's been sketched and skewed around. Now layer 25 and 26 is the lower eye socket area. You can see the lower eye socket area. Layer 27 is the half circle, and I put that in his mouth to give it more of a rounded look. So you can kind of see that, and that's more of like a dark, it's more of like a brownish reddish tone. If you need help with the colors, you can actually go online and search any Ren Stimpy. I mean, it's all over the internet. You can find the coloring for him. Okay, layer 28 is the windsock, and I used that as his tongue, and you can see the sizing there. And I used a lighter pink, but more of like a fleshy pink. Okay, and I had to sketch and skew it and rotate it. Layer 29, I used the heart, and that was on the upper portion of his tongue to give it that rounded edge, and I made it slightly darker pink, kind of stand out. And I had to sketch and skew it around as well. Layer 30 is the bone, and layer 31. Layer 30 is black. Okay, and the placement on it is like so. You can see here it is, and all I did was put it where I thought his arm should be, and I copied. See, I placed it here. Let me see here. Let me see if I can. You can see I kind of rotated it around just slightly to get it out of area. I wanted to give it kind of that shape, so you have to lightly squeeze your right trigger to get the definition to stand out on his arm. But you can see the effect it gives. It gives the effect, and I drag it down slightly. Just drag it down just slightly after you put in layer 31. After you copied 30, put it in 31, change the color to the brick reddish tone color, and then start moving around your black, and that'll give you the contour of his arm. But you can kind of see there how I done that. Now layer 32 is the half Surunkin. I hope I said that correctly. And that I had to sketch and skew it to give some detail around his right eyebrow to kind of give it an outline. I wish there was more layers. I could have done a lot better around his mouth area, but there wasn't, so I had to go with what I had. Alright guys, so there you go. If you're not subscribed to me, please feel free to do so. This has been the Mad Review. You guys take it easy.